Hey y'all, hey all my late blooming babes. It's me, your host, Dom, with another video. So, as I'm on my stroll, as I usually take them, my brain got to going. And one thing that is super, super important, and it might be one of the most important things in order to heal and grow after a narcissistic and toxic relationship. And that is, you have to learn to become okay with being the villain in their story. Yes, you have to. You will be in your villain era once you decide that you're over it and you want to leave a narcissist. They are going to get on the internet, tell all the friends, especially friends y'all have together, who may or may not know the whole story. They are going to make up lies and talk about how you are just the problem and you're doing them oh so wrong and yada, 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 yada. You are going to be the villain. And they are banking on you not wanting to be the villain, because typically the people that narcissistic people target are very kind, very empathetic. They are of high moral fiber. So they really don't like for their reputation to be anything other than that. They're banking on you not wanting your reputation to be sullied by the lies, by the allegations, by the falsehoods that they're going to create. And because they think that you don't want your reputation to be ruined, they're counting on you to reach out to them to try to resolve it, basically. Because the narcissist has to be the victim. No matter what they have done to you, they are going to be the victim. You know, here, I don't mind sharing my personal story because I've actually grown to the point where I realize and understand that that's all a part of my healing journey, accepting for what it was, making changes to be better and do different, and all of that. So I don't mind sharing my story. So, for example, with my situation, me and my ex-husband are now divorced. But during the course of our almost 20-year relationship, cheated multiple times, emotionally abusive, verbally abusive. We even got into a little tete-a-tete once. It's not a huge knockdown drag out, but it was more than it definitely should have been. So I ran the gamut of all of that stuff. Publicly cheated, would have all his little side pieces, you know, around the friends that know both of us. They'll be in my house and I'm cooking food for them one day, but when it's time to go out, they partying with that one. Done all of this. You know, leave me stranded at work, not pick me up while I was pregnant, not pregnant, whatever the case. But when I decided, done with it, we're over it, it's my fault that we're not together anymore. How? When I upheld my part of the bargain, I followed the vows. I did what I was supposed to do. But it's because I decided to take my ball and go home, essentially. Because I decided I wasn't going to put up with the bullshit anymore. Because I decided, you know what? This is stupid. And you deserve much, much better than this. You might as well be by yourself if you're going to be putting up with bullshit all the time. But because I did that, the end of the relationship was my fault. Not because you didn't want to hold up your end of the deal financially. Not because you was constantly cussing me out. Not because you were constantly cheating. None of that was reasons for us to get divorced, ultimately. It was because of me. Everything was my fault. Now, in the past, when we reached levels of, okay, this might be it, or, oh, right now I don't want to be bothered with you. Once the lies and the smear campaign went up by him, I would try to resolve it. Because again, I didn't want to be viewed as a bad person or as someone who wasn't treating him right or whatever the case may be. But because at this point, like I said, I have healed, I have grown, I do know what I offer, and I know who I am as an individual. I know how I move. There's no point in me arguing the truth. Just like it's you. There's no point in you arguing the truth. You lived the relationship. You went through it. You know what happened that caused you to not want to be in it no more. So why are you going to argue about it? Why are you going to go back and forth? Why do you need to try to defend it? You don't. Because again, you lived through it. You know what it actually is. And those other people who they're, trying to get in their amen corner, they only know a little tiny piece of what the narcissist, who is 9 times out of 10 a habitual ass liar anyway. What are we trying to prove? You know? So it's okay. Be the villain. I honestly have blocked my ex-husband from social media and everything because I don't care. I don't care what story you tell. I don't care who you tell the story to, because I lived through the relationship. So it's okay. Be all right with being the villain, because at the end of the day, they're just trying to use that as another form of manipulation. So that just crossed my mind. Wanted to share what I was thinking about it, because I think it's very important, and it's something that should not be overlooked, because you will put yourself in a position, or you will be in a position rather, when you decide to finally be over it. The smear campaign will inevitably come, and you will look like the villain to those who just want to believe whatever the narcissist says anyway. That's fine. That's okay. You know what really happened. You know what you had to deal with in that situation, and you know why you actually moved on. And on top of that, the narcissist knows why you actually moved on. And that's going to eat away at them. That's why they create these stories, to try to make themselves feel better. Because they know at the end of the day, they weren't good to you. They weren't good enough for you. And you realizing that for yourself is just that confirmation to them. So that gives them a level of shame that they don't want to deal with. So they created these stories to try to make themselves feel better. That's the science behind it. So it's totally okay to be in your villain era, because those who know what really happened, they're going to still rock with you regardless. And if they don't, that's okay. You're in a whole new stage in life anyway. Out with the old, in with the new and better, you know? So don't be afraid to step into your villain era if necessary. And it will be necessary, because they're going to have to be the victim. And when someone's a victim, there has to be a villain. If it's you, it is what it is. Let it be that, because you know the truth at the end of the day. And you don't argue the truth, because it doesn't need an argument. So, hope this helps someone. Until next video.